Coming at you again to bring days 9 through 16 of working on my 9th issue of my comic series, I Never Forgot, about a drifter wanting to accomplish one last goal before he can pass along happily. This is indeed my 3rd run doing the 100 days, and keeping track of all the hours is just mind-boggling to me. This first part of this video is going to be pretty much real time. This is starting to ink. This is actually from day 13. I am completely done with the tighter pencils, got everything scanned in, and now I am working on inking the entire issue right now. It's wild. This first section is going to be done in real time. It's real time, and then it'll time lapse for the most part. I'm using tech pens to ink most of it. As I get to the bigger parts where I need plenty of ink, I am switching to actual ink, black ink and brush. So you'll be seeing that a little bit later, but for now, watch the slow reveal of this first page of issue 9. There's a lot of things on my mind that I want to talk about, so hang tight. The big thing is keeping track of the hours. Shows off just how much time it takes to do like all these stages. When you see a professional saying that it takes a day to complete a page, I can definitely see where all that work goes into it. Keeping track so far, the roughs stage for 27 pages took about 54 hours, and you're looking at about 2 hours per page for that. The tighter pencils took 53.5 hours, so you're looking at about 2 hours per page also for that. Now that I'm into the inking stage, a page is taking between 3 and 4, sometimes 5 hours to complete. So if you scale all that up, you got 2, 2, and 3 at the bare minimum, so you're looking at 7 hours right now. I'm sure it'll take me 3 hours to color each page, so you're looking at about a 10-hour day to finish each page, which I think is pretty good time for any artist, for sure. I am full bore on inking right now, but it is taking a lot out of me, just because not only am I burning up tech pens, pushing them as hard and as far as I possibly can. I've got a stack of them, and I'm about to break it up in a new pack that I have, and I don't reckon those pens will last but a few pages, so I've got to get to ordering a few more. Hopefully it won't take them long to ship out. I'm going to be ordering a few white Posca marker or paint pens. That seems to be the one that I'm down with highlighting and correcting pages. I have whiteout. I don't like to use it. I have the jelly pens. Those don't seem to work as well as this Posca paint marker, so yeah, I'm gonna be sticking with that. So now that I'm into the inks, just burning daylight. Like I said, I'm trying to at least get one page done a day, and like I said, that's 4 to 5 hours for a definitive page done. But that is becoming the par for the course. I have been hitting a couple of the days where I've gotten a couple pages done, and those are excellent. I'm also trying to show progress every day, but if I'm only doing 1 page a day, it's hard to do that because there are some reveals that I don't necessarily want to show, but I think I have a structure for my Patreon going forward that I am totally down for showing that off. I'm going to be showing off the inks to issue 9 coming up next month, like in a week when we get into June. Along with that, those are going to be up for $5 and above tiers, because at the $5 tier, that's going to unlock my whole back catalog, which will have all my issues, sketchbooks, monthly sketchbooks that I'm going to be scanning in now that I feel confident with where I am in my sketchbook. I might backdate a couple of them, might go back a couple months with the sketchbook, scanning them in and whatnot. I'm not quite sure about that yet, though, but for the most part, opening up that back catalog ensures Patreons seeing the new inks will be caught up, so they're not spoiling themselves necessarily. I don't know any other way to do it because I don't want to necessarily throw out spoilers, but if people want to keep up to date with the comic and see how it evolves, I want them to enjoy these reveals as they happen. With that happening, I just heard from my printer the other day. I was waiting on proofs for issue 8 in my 2017 sketchbook. I got the files to him early April. I took off April from social media. My dad had the stroke, so I wasn't trying to get caught up in everything. But so I came back to social media the beginning of May. Reached out to him. I asked him if he had gotten the proofs printed up whenever. He said he was backlogged, probably would be a week. So I waited that week. Talked to him again. He said he was down. Now you'll see me actually working with ink and brush in the video. So going forward, I think that's most of what the rest of the video is. So back to my printer. He said it would be a week. I got back in touch with him. He said mine took priority. He was definitely going to get it done, get it out to me, and haven't heard from him since yet. I was looking forward to doing Wizard World Comic Con here in Des Moines in the first week in June. And those books were a big part of what I was going to have on my table, for new stuff anyway. I did Bar Night, open jam session a week ago, and it went alright. It was nice having the Life in Space anthology out on the table with the rest of my stuff. It's nice having a new book, but there's also something about it, like, it feels like everything on my table has been there for so long that it just, I have troubles not having anything new as far as a new issue and stuff like that. So I was looking forward to those proofs. It's now a week before that Wizard World, and I canceled my my deposit on my table for Wizard World because I didn't have those books, haven't had the proofs yet. The good thing is that now that I'm pushing a little harder on issue 9 because I want to get that printed alongside 8. So then this whole order comes and I can get both issue 8 and 9 out to Kickstarter backers now that it'll probably be a year since they helped me with the last Kickstarter. I'm kind of bummed because, I mean, it's completely out of my hands. Yeah, I could find another printer, but I've now had this relationship with my current printer for 3 years, and yeah, he's jostled me around like this, but I think it'd be good. I've always wanted to complete this series with this printer because he's always done well by me. The last time we had big problems was when I was doing my trade 2 years ago, my first trade. And that took forever. He discounted my order, which I'm sure he's going to discount this one since it's been such a hassle and for no reason other than it slipped his mind. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing about issue 8. Holding in my hand, it's weird that I'm so far into the process for 9 and still don't have proofs on 8. It's kind of aggravating at the same time, but I have faith in those books. I know they'll come out just like I want them to. It's hard discussing or showing what's going on with issue 9, considering a lot of that is stuff that went on in issue 8 and nobody's seen that yet. So I have revealed some panels throughout daily, actually, doing this 100 days on my Twitter feed and in the hundreds group on Facebook. So if you're paying attention to that, I'm giving the stopwatch time that I'm recording while I work every day. And that's a fun process. It's cool seeing just how much time it's taking me to work on these pages. But alongside with that, since I'm slowing down and doing the panel a page a day because it's taking 4 hours to ink a page, I'm worried that some stuff might get revealed that I want people to wait for, but I think I can work around it for the most part. Yeah. I don't want to reveal too much more because I'm loving how this is turning out. You can see this first page. It just has 3 panels, but they're so wealthy in the information that is contained because this is picking up from where we left these 3 vehicles in issue 7 when they left Happy Town. So this little first out of the gate scene for issue 9 is so much fun because it doesn't rely on 8. Basically, the rest of the issue relies solely on things that happened in 8, but at least these first 7 pages, I believe, are this scene with these characters. There are a couple new ones, but they aren't very integral to the story. One is Leon, that was the head at Happy Town, and you'll see how things progress with him. So, yeah, I'm enjoying doing this brush and ink to fill in the big spots. I wish I had a legit sable brush so I could actually just use ink, but I think that's down the road. I think after I get done with this issue, I'm going to try going strictly either quill or actually getting a sable brush. I know, just watching Kevin do all his work with a sable brush, like, I want to get to that stage, so I better buck up and try it. better get good at it anyway. A few things, I want to go back and work on a few things for issue 9's cover. The hand looks just a little off that's holding the lighter. If you've seen the issue cover on my Patreon. But the hand is close, but not quite as close as I want it. I want that hand to be dead on. I let that slide on issue 7's cover, and where I like how issue 7's cover turned out, but I only want that cartoony look to the arms on one cover. Issue 9's cover straddles that line that I'm really gonna probably redo about a quarter of the painting to make sure that hand looks dead on to a real hand. So going back, fixing that. I still got to do the variant cover, the back covers. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do for the variant cover for issue 9. I have a couple ideas, but I'm still working out how I want to accomplish the 10th issue cover. So all that stuff's bouncing around. Looking forward to having issue 8 proofs. I just have to check over a few things and then basically can print it and wait for issue 9. Yeah, have the Patreon changes. The inks for issue 9, I think I'll probably be releasing them every other day. On top of that, once I get about halfway done with inking issue 9, on top of my daily sketches, I'm going to be working on actual character sketches that I promised backers of issue 8 Kickstarter. Just something to say thanks for your patience in waiting for all of this mess. I'm way behind where I wanted to be. I was hoping to have this issue done by the end of November, and here we are, nearly June. So just a little thanks for helping, or the patience. So that Kickstarter is going to be jam-packed. It's going to have issue 8, issue 9. I'm throwing around the idea of including the sketchbook. Probably not, though. I think I'm actually going to run a Kickstarter for the sketchbook. Probably throw issue 9 on there so people can get caught up. I know there's a few that have helped with all the Kickstarters except for 8. Like 8 kind of surprised them and they weren't able to jump on that, so it'd be nice to get them able to get caught up before the push for issue 10 in the second trade later this year. So yeah, that's what's going on with me. The cool thing that's happening right now is there is someone in the UK that I commissioned doing a picture of V. I had drawn V for Women's Day earlier this year, and I really like how she has evolved over these past issues. And this actual like little pinup that her sitting by this little lake area. I realized though that it would be beneficial to have not only woman's eye take on it, but actual woman's touch to the feminine side that is V. I got close to where I was with the lines, but like somehow I stumbled upon the perfect artist that captured her beautifully. I really want to show you. I think I'm going to show it to Patreon supporters first. But what happened is, like, so I had met this comic artist, Matt Garvey, on Twitter, a few months back. And we were both discussing with other artists, like, strategies for getting our books out and whatnot. And he's a writer predominantly. He has probably 8 different series right now. All really brilliant stuff. Find him on Twitter at Matt Garvey. I will link to his Twitter. Say hey to him. Tell him Ox sent you. I'm sure he'll give you a free book. He'll let you check out some of his, because that's how he hooked me. He offered me this Dropbox with the first few issues of a bunch of series, and I was hooked on a few of them. And I actually paid for his punk rock series, Chunks. He has 3 issues of them, and they're just this awesome little series. It kind of reminds me a lot of Scotty Young's I Hate Fairyland, but about a punk band. It's so good. It's so good series. So yeah, find him on Twitter. But he does a lot of great things and like really helps out other artists. Like he's really great about retweeting other artists, sharing their stuff, and like hoisting everybody up that he follows. And there was this lady that she was clearing out her old sketchbook. She had this sketch that she had done, and it's this really subtle looking lady, really gorgeous flowing hair, really subtle background, but like the lines have such confidence in them that like I saw those and I was like, damn, like that's what I want for a V pinup. And so she was giving away the sketch. She didn't want any money for it. And I wasn't going to be the one that was like, hey, I would love to give you money for this because, I mean, us artists need to get paid for what they're worth. And she's like, no, I'm just cleaning it out. If you want it, it's totally yours. And I was like, I would absolutely love that. So she's like, cool, I'll throw it in the mail. You pay postage. I was like, I'm totally cool with that. This happened right before April, right before I signed off social media and was done. So she went to mail it out in April. Of course, she had no way of getting in touch with me. So I signed on in May, got back all of my accounts. And she, at the beginning of April, she had sent the package to the U.S., and somehow it got rerouted to Argentina in South America. She had fought with the postal service trying to find this package, tracking it down. She had tracked it all the way to Argentina. They returned it to her. Such a hassle. So basically, when I signed back on May, she had just gotten it back and was waiting to hear back from me. She was trying to find this package, track it down and everything, and like pretty much had given up on it and figured she'd never see it again. And luck has it, she offered to do a different sketch for me, just a quick, simple sketch, because I told her the lines that she had is so confident. Like, it reminds me of Scott Campbell and his window painting. Like, he's been doing it for so long that there's you can see the confidence in his lines. So I was blown away by her gesture of offering to do a sketch, and I was like, hey, I've got this original character V. I think your lines would be perfect for her. You can draw her as a puppet. I drew her earlier this year and got close to how I wanted her represented, but I don't have the lines you do. And I think your lines would work so well with them. And so she asked me if I had any reference shots, and it basically gave her the sketch I did for Women's Day earlier this year. And was basically like, here, get caught up on my comic series if you want more reference for her. But like, basically, she's a puppet. She wears a purple dress, and she plays an integral part to the story now. But like, your lines are the lines that I've been looking for. So she's like, yeah, cool. I was like, if it's cool with you, I'd love to feature it in issue 9 as a pinup or do something with it for a Kickstarter or whatnot. She's like, oh, that'd be swell. I was like, I'm probably a month away from having 9 completed, so take your time, no rush. And she started work on it. And from those first lines, she is somebody who takes her time, make sure the lines that she's putting down are just the lines she was envisioning, and it shows. She takes so much care and time to make sure it looks just the way she wants it, and it looks gorgeous. Like I said, that'll be for Patreon supporters. I'll show the progression of the pinup. I had some cool ideas for her to do the background, but she was worried about messing it up or what she had gotten done, so she did not progress forward with that. So that sketch should be coming. She mailed it last week, so it probably takes 2 weeks to get here, I think. But yeah, I'm super stoked on that. I'm looking forward to seeing that because pictures don't do it justice. For the sketch actually arrived that she had promised me from that made its way to Argentina, came back to her, and then she mailed it back out. It arrived, and it the subtlety and the lines that she uses are perfect. Like it's almost gallery worthy. It's weird to say that about something that looks so simple, but looking at the lines, you know, it's so complex, and it's very well thought out, and like there are little details that you notice once you start looking at it, and like I am waiting to put it in a frame because I want to hang it on my wall because it is incredibly inspiring to me. But I'm waiting for V's pinup to come now, and I'll probably put them in the same frame, hanging on the wall to keep inspiring me. So that's awesome. I hope you're digging this video. Like I said, these inking days are going well. I'm looking forward to showing off the progress as I work these 100 days. I believe day 16 I have 8 pages done now, so I have 19 to go. Looking forward to that. If you're not watching Jeff's current run of 100 days, I'll throw links down below, but they are incredible. Watching his Berserker not come to an end. Check out Jan's videos because he's starting to redraw his pages. They look incredible. I can't tell you how amazing they look and do that justice. So check that out. Corey Kerr has an awesome video about imagination and working with that while you're trying to figure out how to draw something better. So check that out. A couple new supporters on Patreon. I thank you guys for that. You'll see the new names in the end of this video title screen. But thank you for all the support, checking all this stuff out. That's going to do it for me, and I will check in with you in a little over a week again. So thanks for checking this out, and we'll catch you next time. Later.